guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a long time since I actually filmed a video, and we're gonna film one today. So this is a new series I'm creating called Car Talk, which is basically I react to comments, answer questions and comments instead of replying. And I also am gonna do this and take place of when I'm not reviewing, because like, if I don't know if you guys can't see, but outside it's snow on the ground. It snowed a couple of days ago. I'm not gonna be doing car reviews during the winter. So Car Talk is basically where I'm just gonna sit in a car and we're gonna go through and I'm gonna go through comments. I'm gonna go through comments and stuff that people have commented. I'll also answer questions. I have my iPad right here with YouTube Studio pulled up, and I'm gonna start answering some questions. Now, first of all, the 8-speed reviews, I just thought I would change it to 8-speed reviews, because 8-speed reviews, if you guys didn't know, is a reference to the 8-speed automatic transmission offered in some of the FCA products, as in the Jeep Grand Cherokee and the Jeep Wrangler. I do try to make my reviews as least biased as possible, but I really like Jeeps, so they're probably gonna be biased. But Jeep as a whole entire company isn't the best, but I'm still gonna review them. I'm gonna try my best to be the least biased as I can. So we're in one of my parents' cars. This is a BMW 325i. Has the normal V6, no anything fancy like that. Just a radio, regular transmission, regular everything. I'll do car talks either in cars that from dealerships or my personal vehicles. It just depends on whichever is whichever is more convenient. Now let's dive into questions. Opening comments. So alright, so this one is from Matt's Cars and Music. He says, Nissan needs to up their game with an electrified crossover and replace the CVT with a true automatic or manual transmission. Example, Nissan Xterra with 5-speed manual. My problem that I have with that is that Nissan has spent quite a bit of money and invested into CVT transmissions that I think are made by Jacko. And I don't think that they're ever gonna replace those anytime soon. It's just that they've spent a lot of money developing something, so I think they're just gonna keep working on it till they perfect it. So I just think we just need to wait and be patient so they can perfect their CVTs. Now with the electrified crossover, that I don't know if it's maybe like development cost, because Nissan, it's not like Fiat Chrysler that, in fact, I'll get on Fiat Chrysler in a moment. Nissan is not like Fiat Chrysler. Nissan has already developed that technology. I mean, right now we have the Nissan Leaf EV Plus that can do like 226 miles of range. We have the regular Nissan Leaf that can do 150 miles of range. So that Nissan, all they need to do is to maybe like stretch out the Nissan Leaf platform and like slap one of like the Rogues on it or something. Maybe it's not that easy. Who knows? All right. The next comment is from, actually, thank you for that comment. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them down below. The next one is from the Slow Lane. He says, the Slow Lane reviews. He says, this is from my Nissan Rogue video. He said, out here it'll be refreshed for 2020 to look more like the Qashqai sold in Europe. I went to Europe not too recently. That video is still on my channel. The Qashqai doesn't look all too different from the regular Rogue Sport. It looks the same. In fact, when I went there, I was confused. I was like, why is it called Qashqai? Like the Rogue, instead of being called the Road, it's called the X-Trail. And like, it's just kind of like, I was thinking about it, and it's just kind of interesting how when you travel to different countries, what they do to change the name. Like, for example, GM vehicles. I went there and we were in, I think it was at the back of an Uber. We were going to like we were going to pick up our rental car, and I was like, do you guys have Cadillacs here, Chevy, Buick, GMC? They're like, what's that? And it turns out like Vauxhall, now that they sold to the PSA group, which I'll get to in a minute, they just changed the badging and stuff. I don't know why. Maybe it's for marketing purposes, but If they refresh the Rogue Sport, it definitely needs a bigger infotainment system. Other than that, it's in a value package. Now I'm gonna get into FCA's news. Peugeot and FCA were talking about, they have merged. I think now they're just waiting to get like approved by the FCC. One things that can come out the merger is electrified vehicles, because PSA owns Opel, Vauxhall. They bought it from GM, and they also own Renault. I mean, not Renault. They also own Peugeot. I said they own Peugeot and Vauxhall. And one of the big things we can get out of it is electric vehicles, shared platform. So as I was saying, they're making one of the big things that can come out the merger is shared platforms. Peugeot is planning US, and a bunch of electrical vehicles are planning on being made. But my thing they can do whatever they want. They're a big giant corporation. But now Fiat is gonna be First of all, they took over Jeep. Now look at our Jeeps. A lot of them have a big percentage made in Mexico. A lot of the engines, like the 2-liter 4-cylinder offered in the Wrangler with the and the Cherokee, both of those are made in Italy. The Eco Diesel, Italy. The second generation Eco Diesel, or third generation, whatever generation, Italy. A lot of stuff is the Jeep Renegade, in fact, is made in Italy. A lot of foreign parts are coming in to our cars, and I've been thinking about it recently, and some Jeep fans out there might say that's bad, but I think that it's okay. But I think it's what we need, because we can't do everything on our own. We do need some assistance. But I do think if they merge to one big company, especially Jeep, because Jeep is like big on heritage, it should stay to its classic roots. So like engines and transmissions, I get that, but it shouldn't be like the Jeep Renegade has nothing to do with Jeep. It's literally just a Fiat 500X with the Jeep badge on it, and that kind of pulls away from Jeep's heritage, because Jeep, it's the DNA. That DNA is non-existent. Anyway, moving on. And my Range Rover video, Range Rover Evo Cabriolet, Ford Honda Dude says, do a Kia Optima. I replied, I said, I'm not doing any new car reviews till 2020. The car reviews that I'm posting now are videos that I filmed from like a while ago that are just now getting posted. Only time I'll do a car review is if somehow Ohio wants to change up and make the weather nice, or we rent a car and then I'll review the rental. Also in the Infiniti QX60, Mats and Cars Music says the Infiniti QX60 needs a plug-in hybrid variant in order to compete with the competition. I think that is completely true. It does need a plug-in hybrid. It doesn't need a plug-in hybrid, but some type of hybrid electric. And it also needs to differentiate itself from the Nissan Pathfinder. They're very similar, and I think that Infiniti needs to make more time making it more upscale. Intro video, thanks. They're telling me thank you for my intro. Oh, here's a long one. So from the 2020 Jeep Gladiator versus Ram 1500, Luke Billen, I think. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, says, I'll choose the Ram over the Gladiator for an everyday vehicle, which in my belief is what most people want nowadays. The Ram 1500 offers more options and seems to be more user-friendly and comfortable than the Gladiator. The Gladiator is a Jeep that just happens to be a truck, and I wouldn't say that makes it bad. It just makes it unique. Not everyone desires that uniqueness. I mean, the Ram 1500, in my opinion, is better than the Gladiator, because the Gladiator is literally a Wrangler with a bed slapped on it. There's the breakover angle and stuff like that. I just would not buy a Gladiator. I would rather buy the Ram 1500, because if I wanted a Gladiator, I would buy a Wrangler. So I do completely agree with him. I'd rather buy a 1500 than a Gladiator. This is my last question. I might do a couple. Okay, this is my last question. This is on my 2019 GMC Yukon Denali. Mats and Cars Music and the Slow Lane, they're really two people that, like, they return to the channel a lot. So props to you. Thanks for subscribing. He says, I hate to sound disrespectful, but Fiat has made Chrysler Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram reliability much worse. Never trust an Italian automaker. VW would have done a better job pulling Chrysler out of the gutter. I agree. I agree. Though General Motors hasn't let their products in terms of reliability and comfort. Hasn't let their products go in terms of reliability and comfort. But GM products don't rust down quickly. You must know how to take care of your exterior and interior. Here's the thing. My mom, we had this 2006 Volvo, and keep in mind that was a 2019 GMC Yukon. That Volvo, I think it was it's a Volvo S40. My dad used it for like his work car. Now he has a new one. He has I think he has like a 2012 Honda Accord. That thing did not rust. When you lifted it up, I looked under, it did not rust. I mean, yeah, there was some rust spots because like the car is like over 10 years old, but it was pretty rust free. Now, my problem with GM vehicles is that they're built kind of cheaply, and GM right now, I don't know why are we killing sedans? Like, why? Like, the Chrysler 200, it had nice style. Why did we kill that? Why are we killing the Ford Fusion? Why are we killing the Chevy Impala and the Chevrolet Cruze? But there's going to come a point in time when sedans are going to boom up again. And yes, they're making slimmer and slimmer profit. It's losing more of the sales pie. But I think that they should still be making them, but maybe not redesign them as often. The Honda Accord and Toyota Camry are still up there up top. And I was talking to one of the guys from Bob Caldwell about this. He said that Toyota and Honda people that buy those cars, they'll never leave. And that's completely true. But look at Kia and Hyundai. Hyundai just released the 2020 Sonata not too long ago. 2020, they literally the 2018 had a redesign from 2017. 2018 had a redesign, and now they're doing another redesign in 2020. Hyundai is really trying to get into Toyota's and Honda's pie, and I think that's what they need to start doing. FCA's reliability needs to go up. Fiat Chrysler's reliability needs to go up. GM reliability needs to go up, and Ford Motor Company reliability needs to go up. These are and also we need to start making standards. They need to start making safety features standard. Forward collision warning with automatic braking should be standard in every vehicle. Look at Toyota and Honda. They have those standard. Look at the Jeep. For example, Jeep's a real big one for this, because no matter what you do, you always end. Jeeps I think are overpriced. Yes, they're good cars, but they're overpriced. Example, the Cherokee comes standard with LED headlights, and that starts from what, $25,000? If I go up to a Grand Cherokee, I get halogens. So that's not. FCA really needs to step up their game. All American manufacturers step on the game, because the American manufacturers are lagging behind in technology, are lagging behind in making safety technology standard. Like, for example, take Ford. Ford does not have one bit of safety technology standard on any of their models. That I know of my knowledge. Toyota and Honda over here are even throwing in adaptive cruise control on the Toyota Corolla. That's like what does it start from? 18,000. Has adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, and those manufacturers that's attracting people. It really is attracting people. So I think if they want more sales, they should start making those safety features standard and stop charging extra for them. FCA is going the right direction, because I believe that on every model, except for some of the Ram products, but on every other model like Jeep, Chrysler, and Dodge, Apple CarPlay, except for the Dodge Journey, but Apple CarPlay and Android Auto comes standard on the 7-inch Uconnect. And I think that's a completely good step in the right direction. But they do need to improve on their safety features. What else is there? Also, American manufacturers need to step up their game in electrification. I mean, FCA is trying to do that. I know they're trying to do that, but I think they're a little late to the party. FCA hasn't gotten nowhere except for the Chrysler Pacifica plug-in hybrid, which Hand clap for you. It can do 32 miles of electric range. But yes, implement that into more vehicles. Like, why can't we? Like, I'm thinking about this on Nissan EV platform of batteries. Can it just be extended? I mean, like, can't you just extend the platform, like, slap an Armada body on there? I mean, yeah, I know there's, like, some, like, issues and, like, stuff you have to work out. But for, like, companies like Nissan, that shouldn't be quite too expensive. Now, I know Ford put a stake in Rivian, and Ford has some electric vehicles. GM has the Volt and the Bolt. That's really an Opel and Para E. But I think that's all in this, like, GM, like, stretch the platform out. Find new ways to put that electric motor in the battery pack on a new vehicle. Because I think if somebody comes out with an affordable electric SUV, not a compact crossover like SUV, like something like a Blazer or Traverse, that's gonna sell like hotcakes. Because right now the only 3-row full electric SUV that can do like more than like 200 miles of range is the Tesla Model X, and not everyone has Tesla money. So it's really a race to see who can do it first. But I'm just saying that needs to be done. Other than that, I think that is enough for today's car talk. It's already 17 minutes before editing. Make sure you leave comments. I read all comments. In fact, every time I get a comment, I get a post notification on my phone. So that concludes today's car talk. As I said, car talk is like basically my Q&A, but it'll be on automotive news. So this is Car Talk Season 1, Episode 1. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.